The Last Ride Together by Robert Browning is a very sweet and a monumental poem written by Robert Browning. This is a very famous piece of writing written by him. In this, a man who loves his beloved has never been able to win her in his life, but he just asks her out for his last ride together with her, and eventually she allows him to do that. He is so at ease and peace after just winning the last ride together. He thinks, the writer, the poet and the man, he himself thinks that he is being taken away from all the sadness and disappointments of his past life. He is happy with just the fulfillment of thought that in present he is enjoying certain moments of his life. Moreover, he feels that the poet actually ends the poem on a very optimistic note wherein the rider himself feels that he'll be able to fulfill all these things in his next birth or in fulfillment of this love in his next life. The poet actually tries to show a wide gap between aspirations and achievement, and there are many people who strive to succeed in life, but there are only few who do so. Let's have a look at the summary and its points. The situation. The situation is clearly evident that the person, the lover, has not been able to win his life. It is a one-sided love, but eventually the female, his beloved, accepts the proposal of a last ride together. Lover's last wish granted for a ride together. Lover's extreme happiness. Lover's extreme happiness is being depicted in the poem that he is cleared off and he is done with his old assortments, sadness and disappointments. He is happy in the present moment that he's got to spend some good time with his beloved. All strive but few succeed. The poet is trying to actually explain a wide gap of aspirations and achievements in a human's life through this poem. Thought and deed. Only a few people think and put it into actions, and this is what is being described in this poem vividly. Lovers lot better, heaven on earth. Now the poet ends the poem on a very optimistic note that the lover actually would like to fulfill all his loving aspirations in his next life when he is done through this. Now let's have a look at the descriptions. The Last Ride Together by Robert Browning begins with the lover getting finally rejected by his lady love after he waited for her for a long time. As the lover is sincere in his love, he does not have any ill will for his lady love. On the contrary, he tells his beloved that the uncertainty is no longer present, as he knows that he would not get her love. The speaker says his beloved's love was the most meaningful thing in his love, and after he has lost her love, his life has lost all its meaning and significance. Despite of the failure, neither the lover has any anger towards her beloved, nor does he blame her for anything. He believes in the fate and that his failure was ordained by God. Right in the beginning of the poem, the poet is actually trying to explain the position of a lover who was rejected by his lady love, and he waited for her for a pretty long time. He doesn't hold any kind of grudges or any ill feelings for her despite being rejected by her. He has accepted this fact that he won't be able to achieve her love or witness it now or henceforth. He is strongly a believer of fate, and he believed that it was all ordained by God. He has accepted that rejection and suffering was destined to him, and therefore he has no one to put the blame on. In fact, he feels proud that he had the opportunity to love her and enjoy her company for a long time. He is grateful towards her for the beautiful and blissful moments they had together. For this, he asks God to bless her. Though he has no hopes of ever getting her love back in his life, he requests her for two wishes. First, he should be allowed to cherish the memories of his love and the memories of the happiness during the courting period. Secondly, if she considers nothing indecent in his request, he wants to go on a last ride with her. Right, eventually the poet is trying to explain that he was being rejected and suffering was destined for him as a lover. But all that he expects from his lady love was a last ride together, and that is it. The lady is in dilemma, not able to decide whether she should accept the request or reject it. For a moment she bows down her head as if she was deeply thinking about it. Her eyes reflected pride as well as pity. Her virgin pride is in conflict with her pity for her lover. She hesitates for a moment, and these brief moments seem like torture to the lover. It is a matter of life and death for him. If she accepts his request for having a last ride with him, it would mean life for him. But if she refuses, then it would mean death for him. Now, in the second stanza, the poet is trying to explain the lady's dilemma. She is in a piece, in a situation where she is reflecting pride as well as pity. She is guilty of herself, and yet she is in a state of confusion if she should accept the proposal of the last ride together. Finally, the lady accepts his request. The lover is extremely happy. It seemed like the circulation of blood in his body has been regenerated. When the lady stood confused, deciding whether or not to accept his request, the lover felt lifeless. Presently, his life and activity has been restored to normal by her favorable reply. The lover is at peace as he is going to enjoy bliss and his lover's company for another day. He hopes for the world to end that very night, so that his moment of bliss becomes eternal. In that way, he would be with her always, and there would be no need of despair at being rejected by his lad love. The third stanza is about the description of the heavenly bliss which the lover experiences when his beloved lies on his bosom. He compares his experience with nature's joy and healing power. He feels like a man who sees an evening cloud swelling up like sea wave, illuminated and made beautifully by the light of the setting sun. The moon and the stars, the man looks at the cloud. He is passionately drawn towards it, and it seemed like the cloud was coming closer to him. In such a moment, he feels he's been transported to heaven and his body has lost its physicality. But he is afraid at the same time. He's afraid that his lover would leave him any time, that this moment of bliss would end forever. Now, in the third stanza, it is a description of his heavenly bliss, how happy he actually feels having his lover sitting on his bosom. And at the end of this paragraph, the poet tries to explain his dilemma, his fearfulness and his sadness that eventually his lover would not be there. The last ride begins. The blissful experience gives the lover's soul a terrific experience. The poet compares the lover's soul to that of a crumpled paper which has been kept like that for a long time. When exposed to winds, this paper opens up. The wrinkles get smoothened and it starts fluttering in the wind like a bird. In the same way, the lover's soul has grown wrinkled due to the grief of his failure in love. But after encountering the last ride with his beloved, his soul experiences tremendous joy and feels rejuvenated. Now here in this paragraph, the poet is trying to compare a lover's soul with a paper which is being crumpled. Now a crumpled paper, when opened up and smoothened back, starts flittering away in the wind. The poet's or the lover's soul is also exactly compared to this. He says that eventually the lover's soul had also grown wrinkled, and when he got to encounter the last ride with his beloved, his soul experiences tremendous joy and happiness with it. The lover says that his hopes of getting her love are a matter of the past now. He feels that regret for the past is of no use. The lover thinks that this is now of no use to act in a different manner or express his love in different words. For getting her love, this could lead her to hate him instead of loving him. At least now she does not hate him but is indifferent to his love. At least now he has the pleasure of having the last ride with her. Stanza 5. The lover, as he is riding by his beloved's side, thinks about the sorry state of humanity of the world. He consoles himself that he is not the single person to fail and suffer in life. Not all men succeed in their efforts. The landscape seems to him to have a different look. The fields and the cities through which they are passing seem to be more beautiful than before. Now in this next stanza, the poet is trying to explain the position of the lover who feels that it is that all men do not exceed in their all efforts. It is everybody cannot win everything in life. The fields and the cities through which they are passing seem to him more beautiful than ever before. It is the present or the current scenario that he is enjoying, and the past is led away in the past. He feels as if his own joy has illuminated the entire region on both sides. The lover realizes that all human beings work hard to achieve their goals, but only a few succeed. Like others, he too had failed, but still he has his last wish fulfilled by riding with his beloved. The lover does not want to complain about his failures, but enjoy the ride to the fullest in the company of his beloved. The lover, as he rides with his beloved, continues to think about the world. He says that brain and hand cannot go together hand in hand. Conception and execution can never be paired together. Man is not able to make peace with his actions to match with his ambitions. He plans a lot but achieves a little. The lover feels that he has at least achieved a little success by being able to ride with his beloved. He compares himself with a statesman and a soldier. A statesman works hard all his life, but all his efforts are merely published in a book or as an obituary in newspapers. Similarly, a soldier dies fighting for his country and is buried in the Westminster Abbey, which is his only reward after death. Sometimes an epitaph is raised in his memory, but that is all. Now here the poet is actually trying to explain that the lover is very happy and is feeling blissful in his beloved's company. Now he says that eventually we realize as humans that whatever we think we cannot achieve it, right? And conception and execution cannot go hand in hand together. Everybody pulls up goals and ambitions in life, but only a few succeed. But here the lover is actually enjoying the moments, and he feels a little moment of success when he is being able to enjoy the last ride with his beloved. Stanza 7. The lover then compares his lot with that of a poet. He believes that a poet's reward is too small compared with his skills. He composed sweet lyrics, thoughts of emotions of others, views that men should achieve beautiful things in life, but the reward he gets in return is very little, and he dies in poverty in the prime of his life. Ordinary men cannot compose such poems. Compared to the poet, the lover considers himself luckier as he has at least achieved the consolation of riding with his lover for the last time. In this stanza, the lover considers himself superior than the sculptor and the musician. A sculptor devotes long years to art and creates a beautiful statue of Venus, the Greek goddess of youth and beauty. Though his art, he expresses his ideas of beauty and grace, but the reward for his hard work is all too less. People admire his work, praise it, but the moment they see a real girl, they turn away from it. The real girl may have ordinary beauty, but still, when the people see her, they turn away from the statue. This shows that life is greater than art. Therefore, the speaker says that in the case, he is more successful than a sculptor because he can ride with his beloved, and the sculptor cannot have this happiness. Right in the end, the poet is trying to end on a very optimistic note that at least the lover is being able to win away a ride with his beloved, and the sculptor is not able to achieve it. This is all for the day. All the very best for your examinations.